It is being done only in the time of emergency or exigency that comes to that insured person. Moment you are able to settle the customer's claims on time, that itself will build a relationship. The company will send a surveyor who will go through the process, will understand what exactly has happened, and within that 7 working days, they will give back your claim procedure. Good morning and welcome to the first session in Unit 5 in Principles and Practice of General Insurance, where we are going to talk about the settlement of claims, the claim procedure altogether. Now, the insurance claim is something that is very, very tedious in our country. Why? Because insurance claim cannot be easily understood and overtaken. It is being done only in the time of emergency or exigency that comes to that insured person. So in this case, first of all, the insurance company would be looking on to the system where we would first try to understand how a formal request is made to the company asking for the payment. So first the company would entertain your formal request asking for the reimbursement. The next step, the company would start looking into the review of the claim, whether it is a valid claim or not, then go in for the documentation procedure, and afterwards they will be releasing the money that you are deserving. Followed by the non-life insurance industry is witnessing shift in trends across policy administration. From one side, you will see that the core functions of the insurance is more from its claims and from the admin procedures altogether. Why is this happening? Because more than the life insurance, the non-life insurance these days seems to have a greater amount of claim process that is coming into picture. So let's go further and try to understand how does this claim procedure work. Now, the claim process is the defining moment of a non-life insurance customer relationship. An customer who goes and insures his car, his ship, his vehicle or anything there will take into the factor saying that this property has to be safeguarded at any cost. And that is the reason why he will be taking an insurance against it. The moment something happens to that asset, to that property, to that vehicle, he will go in for the claim. So the moment when he goes to take his claim, take back his money for whatever that has happened, that is the most important moment, because at that time the company should oblige his request and give him the necessary amount. Now, to retain and grow the market share and improve customer acquisition rate, insurers are focused on enhancing the customer's claims experience. Now, that is a very, very important rating which I would like to say in terms of the insurance business. Reason being is very simple. Now, the more you are able to process the claims of the individuals on time, then automatically the customers will feel that this is a genuine company and they come back and help us during the time of emergency. One side, you are talking about customer relationship, best premium rates, discount rates, offers and other factors. But the most important thing in insurance is that are you able to settle the claims of the customers on time? Moment you are able to settle the customer's claims on time, that itself will build a relationship, that will build a trust among the customers, and there would be more referrals and people will start taking your insurance with all good thought process. Now, the other thing is that in a highly competitive insurance market, differentiation through new and more effective claims management practice is one of the most important and effective ways to maintain market share and profitability. So this is very, very important. Why? Because today, insurance sector consists of 24 insurance players who are from different walks, from different areas altogether. Earlier, there used to be one LIC and GIC, but today there are many players in the general insurance as well as in the life insurance sector. All these players will definitely try to edge over each other by providing competitive rates and enhanced technology and customer service. So what is becoming even more challenging for these companies is the survival rate itself. How will they survive in such a tough market? The answer to this is that having an effective claims management procedure through which they will be able to settle the claims of the customer at any given point of time. So that is where I would always say that the most important and effective way to maintain a market share profitability is to build in an effective claims management, followed by, in particular, insurers can transform the claims and by processing and leveraging modern claim systems that are integrated with the robust business intelligence, document and content management system. Insurance sector is also heavily relied upon technology. Why? Because in any of the claims procedure or in any of the situation, what is very, very important for all of us is using of advanced technology, data systems and artificial intelligence, which will be able to predict the claim procedure, the number of times the claim is going to happen, and what are all the events and situations under which the claim is made. So definitely with the advent of technology, insurance sector can definitely grow better. Followed by, this will enhance the claims processing efficiency and effectiveness. It can benefit insurers both operationally and strategically by enabling them to reduce the claim cost and improve their combined ratio, and also help them in order to process that efficiently and drive the customer retention and acquisition. Today, in many insurance offices, you would start seeing that there is a claim document and content management system, followed by mobile and smartphone-based technology, the STP processing, that is, simultaneous on-time transaction processing, which is coming into picture, and the modern claim processing platform, which is seamless and robust. So what is happening today in the insurance industry is that nobody has to wait for the claim to get settled. In less than 24 hours, the claim can be processed using the modern systems. Once the documents are in place and they have been verified, it automatically moves to the claims department. They process the claim and it is being sent back to the customer. With the recent innovation in the insurance apps that have come up in this system, in this world, like ACO General Insurance, or when you start looking into Max Life Insurance, there are so many companies which have adopted technology to such a great extent that you will be able to see that the process or the claim system has really gone up to a very great level and it has become faster and better. Now, moving further, the normal claim process followed by general insurance. The first thing is that an insured or the claimant shall be given notice to the insurer of any loss arising under contract of insurance at the earliest within such extended time may be allowed by the insurer. Now, please understand, moment there is going to be some sort of accident or an untoward incident, the person who has undergone this particular incident or event will go and inform the insurance company about this particular situation, that this is what has happened to my asset. So the first thing is that the insured person will raise the claim by notifying the company about the event. The second thing is that on the receipt of such communication, a general insurer shall respond immediately and give a clear indication to the insured on the procedures that he should follow. Because moment something happens, it is also equally responsible on the company side to communicate back to the person saying that what you need to follow exactly in that situation to get your money back, to restore normalcy back. So the company will immediately give instructions to the insured. followed by, in cases where the surveyor has been appointed for assessing, it has to be done in less than 72 hours, and the assessment report has to be sent to the company. So the next thing, in case if there is a surveyor, now let's typically take a fire insurance. Suppose a building has been completely razed down by a fire accident altogether. The company will send a surveyor who will go through the process, will understand what exactly has happened, make a report of it, and send a report back to the company saying that this is the situation under which the accident has taken place. Now, where the insured is unable to furnish all the particulars or details that is required by the surveyor, then automatically what happens here is that now we have to receive the full cooperation, we have to receive the full format in terms of understanding what things have happened, how it has happened. The insurer or the surveyor, as the case may be, shall inform in writing about the delay that may result in the assessment of the claim. Now, there are certain cases when there might be certain complications involved in the nature of the business, involved in the activity itself. So in that case, what we tend to do is that we tend to give a report writing saying that this is what has happened. So please go further and try to help us out in this situation. So that is what we will typically try to assess and put things forward. Now, the next thing is that the surveyor shall be subjected to the code of conduct laid by the authority while assessing the loss and shall communicate his findings to the insurer within 30 days of the appointment, with a copy of report being furnished to the insured if he desires. So why? Because the company has taken due process course of action by appointing a surveyor who is qualified enough to look into the situation and give a clear-cut report about the incident. So for the surveyor, he has to follow through the entire process, the rules, the regulation, and the surveyor will send in the entire report to the company within 30 days saying that this is what I have inspected and these are the rules which I have followed. Wherein, in special circumstances of the case, either because it is due because of its complicated nature, the surveyor shall take an intimation from the insured, seek an extension from the insurer asking for some more time to submission of the document. There might be complicated cases in fire itself. Suppose it is happened because of in case of a chemical breakout, or it's because of some untoward unknown reason altogether, then the surveyor will go and tell the company that I need some more time in terms of processing that insurance, so you need to understand and then give me that opportunity. So we will go in for an extension at that moment. In no case shall a surveyor take more than 6 months from the date of his appointment to furnish on the receipts of the survey report or additional survey report, as in case an insurer within a period of 30 days offers settlement to the claim to the insured. Why? Because if the surveyor delays the report and he is not able to give the report to the company on time, the settlement procedure will also get delayed. So the company says very, very clearly, under any situation, under any circumstances, you cannot delay it more than 6 months. That is very, very important here. And this settlement has to happen within 30 days time period. So that is why they will definitely ask for the surveyor to come back with a clarified report, and the maximum deadline here is only 6 months. So that has to be kept in mind. Now, the other thing is that if the insurer, for any reasons to be recorded in writing, communicated to the insured, decides to reject a claim of the policy, it has to be done again within 30 days. Now, for example, that claim is not under the purview of the policy, that cannot be entertained, then automatically that particular policy, that particular claim has to be rejected, saying that this is not going to come into picture. Now, upon the acceptance of an offer or settlement by the insured, the payment of the amount shall be made due within 7 days from the date of acceptance by the offer offered by the insured altogether. Now, what do I mean by saying is that, let's say within 30 days we have got the report. Now the company will take another 1 week, 7 working days, and within that 7 working days they will give back your claim procedure altogether. They will say that this is what we have accepted. Yes, we are clarified with the document. So within 7 days your insurance claim will be processed. Now, in cases of delay in payment, the insurer shall be liable to pay the interest at a rate which is 2% above the bank rate relevant to that beginning of the financial year in which the claim is being reviewed. So suppose in case of a delay payment, in case of any delay that is happening altogether, in that financial year, we are going to pay a 2% penalty on the top of it. So that's why the insurance companies are very, very critical and cautious about making the payment as soon as possible. The next thing is that how to make a claim under motor insurance. A motor insurance is a very, very common thing. So there are many times when we might meet with an accident. So how are you going to claim it? A claim under motor insurance could be for a personal injury or for a property damage related by someone else. Altogether, this person is called as a third party in this context. For the damage to the insured own vehicle, in this case, it's also called damage claim, and the insured is eligible in terms of claiming the insurance as per the policy. So if the vehicle has undergone any hit or any kind of damage during the course of travel, and if they are eligible for the claim, if they are eligible for that particular value altogether, as per the policy, the insured person can go ahead and claim his insurance with the company. They will ask him to submit the necessary documents altogether, and based on which the company will give the person whatever he is eligible for. The next thing is that in a third party claim that is coming into picture, in a third party claim where the insured vehicle is involved, it is important to ensure that the accident is reported immediately to the police as well as to the insurance company. Now, this is mandatory. In a third-party claim, if the accident happens, immediately you have to report it to the police station as well as to the insurance company, saying that this is what has happened. So, on the other hand, if you start looking, if the victim, that if somebody else's vehicle was involved, he must obtain the insurance details of that vehicle and make an intimation to the insurer of that vehicle. So suppose if the other person who has hit it, that person's detail in terms of insurance, in terms of all the values have to be taken, and then that person has to be intimated saying that because of this particular incident happening, you might have to take up on the compensation factor. Now, the next thing is that own damage claim. Now, this is quite common, as you see here, by your carelessness or by any kind of activity when you involve in a damage, own damage claim where the insured vehicle is damaged due to an accident. The insured must immediately inform the insurance company and police wherever required to enable them to send in a surveyor to assess the loss. Insured must not attempt to move the vehicle from the accident spot without the permission of the police and the insurer. Now, this is very, very important. In case of a self-accident happening altogether, first thing is that report that accident immediately to the police and the insurer. You don't take any action by yourself. You tell them that this is what has happened. They will send the surveyor and the police. They will first see what has happened in the situation. Based on the situation, they will immediately tell that this is what needs to be done and this is what we are taking into action. So that is why this becomes a very, very important procedure altogether. So once the vehicle has been assessed and it has been done, then we will go in terms of the claimant, followed by the theft claim. Now, this is one thing that is very, very important. Why? Because if a person's own vehicle is being stolen, he must inform the police and the insurance company saying that this is what has happened as soon as that person receives the person handling has been receiving the particular document saying that this is what has been happened, the theft has taken place during this time, during this date, and at this circumstances altogether, the insurance company will go ahead and will do the reimbursement procedure. If the person has to make a claim, he has to collect all the necessary document that has been mentioned, and he has to go further, furnish the details saying that this is where it has happened, including the police report and including whatever the formalities in terms of the insurance copy, his personal details, the theft items, how it has been taken up, the value, each and every detail has to be furnished to the insurance company in order to make the claim. Now, in terms of property insurance, what is going to happen? There could be several types of property that cover it. And for example, like a building or a moving around like your household goods and transport, the claim procedure is the same. You need to produce the documentation first. You need to get the approval. And upon the documentation being satisfied and everything in nature, then automatically we will go in for the claim procedure. Now, followed by the travel insurance, which is getting very, very popular these days. Now, in travel insurance, it's generally a package of a policy that includes different types of covers like hospitalization, for example, personal accident, loss, damage, or when you're talking about baggage or loss of passport and so on. The procedure and the documents required for this claim would vary from cover to cover. So when we are taking a travel insurance, you need to be 100% sure about this factor. What type of coverage, what type of package are you taking in, which will it involve all kind of activities like hospitalization or like, the passport undergoing from cover to cover in terms of your baggage, in terms of all the values that have been covered altogether. So all these factors have to be clearly looked forward in terms of for the travel insurance claim. For ease of procedure and convenience, we normally attach the claim form with the policy document. That is because in case of emergency, you should not go finding for it. So in that category, the claim form will always be attached with the policy itself, and this will contain a list of documents that are needed in case of claim that has to be raised to get your money back. So travel insurance is pretty much a straightforward laid down procedure where you can say that things are already well built in nature, already kept ready for you. All you have to do is that just take into the claim form, understand what are all the documents that is needed, and you can go in for the claim in case of any emergency coming forward to you. Now, with that, I come to the end of this session. I hope and believe that this session was of a great use and of a resource to you. In the upcoming sessions, we shall learn more about the third-party administration and the claims that are coming up in the modern insurance world. Until then, stay tuned, stay blessed, and stay enlightened forever. Thank you once again for joining me today on this wonderful session.